Outside of doing philanthropy for my businesses and embedding it into what we do every day, philanthropy for me is also legacy. Now, I didn't have children of my own, and when I think about my purpose and what I've done in my career, a lot of people have purpose around their kids or leaving a legacy through their children, their grandchildren. I was always searching for something that I could do that would leave some sort of a legacy in this world for life when I'm no longer here. And doing what I do and the work of the Hunger Project really gives me a lot of purpose outside of just what I do in my career. I've been fortunate and blessed to have had an amazing career, but the thing that I've found has been the most rewarding is being able to do the work that I've been doing with the Hunger Project. My interest in philanthropy was embedded in me from a very young age. As a child, actually, I can trace it back that far. Growing up, my dad was the first philanthropist I met. I feel very fortunate that my parents migrated out here in the 70s with very little and certainly no English language behind them. To be able to have achieved what I've done, being a female entrepreneur, building businesses, and a lot of the opportunities and experiences I've had was certainly at the sacrifice that they made. One thing I reflect on a lot is the amount of change that's taken place just in one generation. So seeing my mum and how she grew up and what she didn't have, the opportunities she was never offered, versus what I've been able to achieve and the opportunities I've had just simply because I was born here. If I think about what we could do worldwide for so many others to achieve that same generational change, gives me the inspiration and the power and I guess the excitement to keep going forward with my commitment. My businesses are all built on empowerment, whether it's finance strategy to help people achieve their financial goals, whether it's mentoring and working with new startup entrepreneurs to help them achieve their business goals, whether it's helping clients and business coaching them through to find their purpose in business. It's all about empowerment. Now, too often we think that philanthropy needs to sit somewhere else. Philanthropy needs to be embedded in everything that you do every day. The other thing it needs to do is it needs to energize you, and the only way that it can energize you is that if you are passionate about what you're doing and what you've committed to as a cause. I've been able to mentor hundreds of business owners over the last decade and help them find something that they're passionate about and pay it forward in their own communities and internationally. And I've been very fortunate to have found a cause that I've aligned with that mirrors what I do in Australia commercially in impoverished communities. And I think for me that synergy means it's a no-brainer. I understand it, I get it, I feel it, and so every time we write out a check, we know what the benefit of that check's actually going to be because it's all about empowerment. Last November, when we received formal news that Nchalo, Malawi had reached self-reliance, the first thing I did was just sit and absorb that news, and I actually started to cry. And I don't cry very easily, I'm a bit of a tough cookie. But the sense of relief that we had achieved that goal, something that I'd set out 5 years before with 11 other Australian entrepreneurs, to help a community of over 30,000 people reach self-reliance, was hugely rewarding. And then I felt an instant pang of sadness because I felt like this is the end. We've done it. What's next? This is something that I'd lived and breathed for the last 5 years. And if anything, when I lacked energy, this gave me the energy and motivation to keep going. And so I've committed now to a community in Akodi, Ghana, to provide the same level of commitment to help fund a lot of these microfinance and empowerment programs. And I couldn't be more excited because Ghana is again somewhere I've never been, somewhere I will go with the Hunger Project on a leadership trip, but also to be able to replicate the success of what we've done for the last 5 years. You get better, and the more you practice anything in life, the better you get. It's no different to giving back. And I think it's really about continuously building that awareness, being an advocate for small businesses, still being the inspiration and a person that they can turn to help them build philanthropy into their business. When I decided to put on this style event, I was extremely nervous because I had a vision to put on an event that would bring high-end business leaders executives and entrepreneurs in a room, in an intimate setting here on Sydney Harbour, and use it as an event where we could bring people that were passionate about making change together for a beautiful night, as you can see tonight. And so what I want to gain from tonight is firstly actually say a heartfelt thank you to everybody here, because there are so many of you here that I don't know and I've never met. So thank you for coming and supporting. But I also implore you tonight, if you have been thinking about making change, if you have been thinking about what you can do within your own businesses or individually, then I really, really, really ask you to look at the work of the Hunger Project. It really is an amazing organisation, and the work that they do is phenomenal. So will I do another event next year? If you're asking me now, the answer is probably no. I ask myself each year while I'm going through the pain of putting these things on, and I actually say to myself every single day, why am I doing this to myself? Because events are hard. They really, really are. But then I also know that when the event is over and I see what I've been able to achieve, I start thinking about the theme of next year. And so I never say never. Who knows? I may. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. I can't answer that right now because I'm so tired. But hey, events are addictive and giving is addictive. And I think for me, just being able to have the impact that I do by hosting these awesome events and having such amazing sponsors and wonderful relationships that I've built along the way just gives me the confidence to keep going. Hey, if things were always easy, everyone would do it, right?